We have a great gathering of people here today who are very concerned with issues of poverty, no doubt. But even someone like me who does this kind of research on a regular basis and works in the community, I still have to refresh my mind on the complexities that are really out there. And part of my job, asked as I was by the group to make my presentation, was to sort of bring that important big picture perspective back into people's minds so that at the front of their minds, on the tips of their tongues, that will be present in the conversation today. I think the understanding that we have is that as we're trying to move the ball forward on the framework for our future, in order to be able to keep our eye on the ball, and if we don't hit a home run, maybe we just simply get on base, the ball that we're trying to keep our eyes on are the big picture and also how that filters down, if you will, to affect our communities locally. And with that information and the networking that will hopefully be taking place here today, we'll be able to think about new ways and different opportunities to be able to help. I think the biggest one that we point to most often are the issues surrounding economic restructuring. One thing that we know is that in the changing technological landscape of our country today, that there's an increasing tendency for there to be a gap between the better off folks and the less well off folks in not only in our community but across the country. We know that the economy is shifting toward a knowledge basis, which means that dividends that will be paid out to college graduates will only increase. And subsequently, or at least alongside of that, we also know that there is a de-skilling happening with the deindustrialization of the economy, so that those who are at the lower end of the spectrum, who traditionally might have been able to get into jobs like light manufacturing and those sorts of industrial jobs, those jobs are not coming back in this new globalized post-recessionary economy that we find ourselves in today. So I think that when we look at it, we're really looking at the dynamics of economic restructuring. Not only globalization, which is obviously a very big topic, but technological change and the move toward a knowledge-based service sector economy where knowledge and those kinds of credentials really will loom large in the distribution of income and wealth into the future. There are a number of things that we identify really do move the ball forward that we can take into our agencies, organizations, and businesses on the immediate local level. One is really an issue of representation. How can we, in those spaces, bring in what we've been calling authentic voices of low-income folks to keep that perspective up front as we go about the business of our work? The other thing, too, is working with the Poverty Reduction Initiative and the different kinds of activities that we do, from everything from mentoring and community education and activities like the poverty simulation. These are also ways that, on the small scale, we can provide training to those organizations that interface with low-income people to increase their sensitivity to the issues. And this really can do a number of things, including changing the climate that exists and the culture within organizations, and also, we know, affect policies about how the business is conducted in a way that is sensitive to those issues and will help support families on low income.